for asking. Hopefully, yours has been the same. So, first, not hot and bothered, but definitely want to talk about the politics of relationship, dealing with like friendship first, because we all have friends that the relationship we have with them is different, and some of the things that they do is kind of, mm, I don't know. Like there's this one, uh, and she may kill me because she know who she is when she hear this, but uh, she's one of my closest friends. But she always, and it's kind of funny, but she always, like she the type to call you like, oh, you want to go to lunch? And you're like, all right, cool, let's go. But you wind up paying, and my whole thing is like, yo, if you ask me to go to lunch, then you should pay. But I don't know, for her, that kind of thing, like if she asks you, she's just asking you if you want to go. That don't necessarily mean she's gonna pay. So be prepared to either pay for yourself or just don't go. But for me, I think that's weird. But we all have those friends, and the kind of relationship that we have with them is definitely weird. Um, we have relationships with coworkers. Me myself, I always get stuck with the coworkers who want me to come to work and be like, "Hey, girl, hey," and talk about um, things that I don't really talk about to my coworkers, like Housewives of Atlanta or something dumb to that nature. And I'd be like, no, I'm just here to work. And then they get an attitude and be like, oh, he's so stuck up, or he's so um he don't talk much, or he's not. I'm here to work. I'm not here to make friends. This ain't the best friends race. Like we're not gonna go hang out outside of this sometimes. Very seldom. I usually have one or two people that I really hang out with like that outside of work. Because I just think that I don't like to mix that. You don't believe in paying Dutch? No, I mean I do, but I do believe in paying Dutch. However, I think that you should definitely give a heads up. You definitely shouldn't be like, oh, you want to do dinner or something like that. Because if you asking me, that kind of sort of means that you're paying. Unless you say, hey, you want to do dinner or you want to do lunch, but I can't spot you, or I can only pay for myself, or whatever. Like that's fine. Just let it be known. Don't ask me to go, and then we're eating, and you get to the bill part, and you like, oh, I'm a little short. Like, excuse me, but you knew you were short before we even came here. Like, so, but yeah, she does that. But I mean, at first I was a bit taken back by it, but now it's just like, um, we don't have to go. I'm good. Like if I don't feel like paying for her ass, I'll just be like, no, I don't want to go, or I'm not paying for you, so and she'd be like, okay, whatever. But yeah, I mean, right. If you right, I mean, if you paying for it, you make it known. But some people don't. I mean, you'd be surprised how many people just be like, hey, let's do. I mean, if you really think about it, a lot of people are like, let's do lunch, and you like, you go along, and then the bill come, and they'll be, calculating what they paid, and you pay your portion, but you go back and think about it like, wait a minute, I definitely, yeah, you definitely asked me to come, but it's neither here nor there. It's nothing to, for me, it's nothing to really get that bent about a shape, but I just found it to be funny how, right, yeah, that's definitely why you can't break bread with everybody. This is true. That is true, definitely. Oh, really? I never have to pay. I mean, I don't mind paying. I mean, my mother raised me to be a man first before anything. So I definitely don't mind paying, but I just, it's like certain people always think the man should pay. And, you know, for me personally, if we're just friends and we're not dating, I'm not, no intents and purposes, but I'm not screwing you. We don't have that kind of intimate relationship like that. It's like we can go as friends, and as friends, if I pay sometimes, you could pay sometimes too. And you don't just pay the cheap dates, like, if we just hitting the fast food spot, you don't just be quick to be like, oh, I got it. It's like, okay, that meal was like $15. But if we go someplace different than that, where you ordering like two and three drinks, it's like, girl, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, right. That quid pro quo, quitty. But yeah, definitely. No, no, no. The man doesn't have to pay all the time. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think the man has to pay all the time, but some women do because they're used to that. They have been kind of trained to think that the man has to pay all the time for everything, and it's just like, no, that shouldn't be. Especially again, like I said, if we're friends, we're just mutual friends. Like it's just it is what it is. We should be able to just go hang out and have a good time. Yeah, I may pay for some stuff sometimes, but yeah, you it's okay for you to be like, oh no, I got this. No, it's cool. Is it raining? I don't think it's raining here. Yeah, I'm in the DMV too, but I'm west of DC and all that. So, but yeah, that was funny. And as far as relationships, the politics of relationships, of course, is it can range from a whole bunch of different things. But what El Teddy was talking about on uh, his channel earlier, which you should go check it out. They were talking about long distance relationships, and I thought that was very interesting. Being that I am single, I've had my share of long distance relationships, and I do feel that trust definitely is very important, and communication is definitely key. But you don't know what some people, what some people's motives or intentions are. Just like some people on here like to just start up mess for clicks and views. Some people like to have long distance situations just to say they had them, and don't really intend on really being legit about it. So, it's always something. But basically, with that, and even in relationships in general, I had a situation where in which this I was talking to this person, and we were cool. And he called me one time and was like, "Hey, let's do dinner or whatever." And it was just normal, like, okay. Um, and normally, if he asks, "Let's do dinner," he always like, "Oh, one of my best friends." He was like, "Oh, what is she doing?" And I'm just like, "Nothing, she's chilling." "Oh, you should ask her if she wants to go." So I was like, "Okay." So I just went, I called her up and asked her if she wanted to go. She was like, "Oh, I don't have any money or whatever." I was like, "That's all right. I got you. Don't worry about it." We get to, hey, what's going on, Purple Power? We get to yes, I'm single. we get to the actual, we get to the place. And before we got to the place or whatever, when I called him back and told him that she wanted to go, it was all this thing like, "Oh, where you get money from," or all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, first of all, don't count my pockets. Like, if you asked her if she wanted to go, and I asked her if she wanted to go, she said, "Yeah, sure. Don't worry about what's on my end because that's my friend." So, needless to say, by the time we picked her up, I was definitely not here for it. But because I know she wanted to get out and have a good time or whatever, I kind of went along. And by the end of that dinner, needless to say, we were no longer talking. But I say all that to say, in relationships, sometimes people assume things, and I don't think it's right for one to assume anything. I think he immediately assumed that because he asked, if she wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, that I was gonna put her on his tab, and it's just like who does that? Like I would never do that. That's blatantly disrespectful. Like that makes no sense. She's my friend, so I'll pay for my friend. Like that was crazy. So we definitely got into it after that, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is not gonna work. Nice knowing you, and yeah, after that, trust and believe it was over. But yeah, let me get into these things. Why would you bring a third wheel to a date anyway? But it wasn't a date. That's the thing. It wasn't LTD. It wasn't a date. It was just we was just going to hang out. So I mean, had he said like later, he was like, "Oh, I wanted it to be intimate." And I was like, "Well, then you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have asked if hey, ask if so and so wants to go." Like you don't you don't do that except in the bed. No, I don't even do threesomes in the bed. That's too much. That's too much. I'm sorry. I like it to be personal. I don't do all that sharing and caring, and in a lot of senses, sharing is not caring. Hey, Sly Sylvia, what's going on? Yeah, sharing is definitely not caring, but I don't know. So navigating this like dating or just, I mean, I'm cool being single, mind you. A lot of people think that it's boring or whatever, but I mean, it gives you a chance to kind of like you know, really get to know yourself and get up on your expectations and what you expect for not only yourself but the person that you want to be with. What you're not going to take and reflect on past situations and things you could have done better. Uh, do you like or prefer a laid back person like yourself? Um, hmm, Good question. I I'm kind of so laid back sometimes that people think it's like nonchalant, like I don't care, and I do, but it's sometimes it's really not that serious. Like it's either it is or it isn't. It's pretty black and white with me. There's no gray sometimes. So I to me it doesn't matter. I mean, as long as you like to chill, and I'm a homebody really, so I prefer to be in my element. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Where in the DMV are you? Because I'm far. I wouldn't even consider it DMV really where I'm at. DMV for me is like when I think of DMV because I'm from New York, I think of tri-state area. Like when people say they're from like Brooklyn or something, like Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, or whatever, that's tri-state area of New York. So when people say DMV, I think of like anything surrounding the DC, Virginia area closely would be DMV for me. But yeah, I'm not that close. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, so with that being said, I definitely I don't mind. The older I've gotten, I don't mind long distance relationships because I like my space. Because I don't like to be like all the time in my face. The older I've gotten, it's definitely not what's up. Hey, really B, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So yeah, the older I've gotten, I definitely don't like everybody all in my face. And one of my locks snapped today, so I'm feeling a little disappointed and down. That's why I got my drink going. Mm. What the heads up? What's the heads up? Oh, I'm actually in Frederick. So yeah, I'm far. I'm in Frederick, Maryland. Let me stop. I'm just chilling. Oh, okay. That's what's up. Well, welcome everybody to the chat. Thank you for stopping by. Nothing, just talking about um, politics and relationships. So if you have any questions about it, we could definitely discuss it. I can see you truly House of Debauchery now. With your metal straw. Yeah, you know I have a metal straw. I don't do that plastic. I don't do plastic. But yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. I I don't know. I just with the holidays are brewing and people like, oh, this is the time that a lot of people break up. So they don't have to buy stuff for Christmas and stuff. And that's a whole nother thing too. When you when you with somebody or you're talking to somebody, newly talking, do you buy Christmas gifts? Because I don't. If I do, it's something very small. Like I just think that Christmas and we don't really like we ain't like that. That's a bit much for me. I just I don't think so. What's the shot? Did I miss? Okay, I don't know. Okay, I missed something. I can get to Frederick. Well, that's cool, really, B. No problem. You're always welcome. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat can tell me different, but I don't believe in that. Like that's like just meeting somebody and it's their birthday. Like I could see them getting you getting them a card or something. But like going all out, that's too much. That's too much. For me, it's like that saying, like if you buy somebody's shoes, they'll walk out of your life kind of thing. It's weird. Mm. Yeah, first impressions do. First impressions, of course, they do matter. Of course. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. So like would you invite somebody that you were just talking to Thanksgiving dinner? Because I think that for me is important. Like that's like you've got to be serious because you meeting family, close friends. For me, my personal inner circle of friends and close people are very important to me. So everybody, you don't get to meet them right off back. Like that's a no. So yeah. Right. Exactly. Because I don't do that. But some people do. Some people invite people to gatherings like that, and then the next time they come around or to another event and they don't have them, you're like, oh, where's so and so? It didn't work out. So it's just like I'd rather not. My brother used to do that growing up. He'd had this one girlfriend, but he'd always have these other friends, and my grandmother would always blast him out. Uh, my mother really, she didn't like it, but she never really paid attention to it. My grandmother would always get on him all the time. She'd be like, oh, hey, Danielle. Knowing good and well that wasn't Danielle. And then she's like, oh, she looked like Danielle. And the girl be sitting over there mad as hell. Like, who the hell is Danielle? And I'll be just in the corner cracking up because I know she's doing it on purpose. How far am I from Hampton? Hampton is in Virginia. I'm in Frederick, Maryland. I don't know where, unless there's a Hampton in Maryland. I have no idea. But as far as I know, Hampton is in Virginia. I am in Frederick, Maryland, which I'm close to. I'm about 30 minutes from Baltimore, 35 minutes from Baltimore, and about the same or a little more from DC. About the same, really. I mean, depends on who's driving. If it's me, I'm about the same. Yeah, uncle brings different girls over. Like I can't do like I could never do that. I could never ever do that. Like one of my girlfriends when I was in college years ago, um the only reason why she really met my family, to be honest, is because she took it upon herself, because I had to go to my house to get something before I left, and she wanted to meet my family, but I didn't feel it was important because I didn't think of her like that at that time. Um, but when I went in the house to go get something, she actually got out the car and act like I left something or something. Some excuse she made up just so she could meet my mom and stuff. And I was just like, "What are you doing?" But after that, it was always like, "Oh, where's Tiffany at? Where's Tiffany at?" And this was like, ugh, like, why did you do that? Um, do you think keeping in contact with your ex's family, vice versa, is okay? Um, ooh, that's a tough one. It depends. For me, it depends. Like, who if if it ended on a bad note, then no, then I lose. There's no need for me to communicate with you or your family, because if you like that, your family taught you how to be like that, and I don't want nothing to do with you. But I mean, if it ended on a where we're still kind of friends, although we're not together, I mean, I wouldn't be calling all the time to be like, hey, what's going on. But occasionally, maybe around the holidays, you may get a Merry Christmas or Happy Holiday thing or whatever. But I don't really do that. I don't believe in burning bridges, but at the same time, if you ex, and your family's exed, and all that good stuff. Cause yeah, yeah. It's like really be like when you was talking about that story about one of your relatives getting divorced, and homegirl showed up to the Thanksgiving dinner, and they was like, "How you? What you doing here?" Like that would be me to be like, well, "Why is that person here?" Um, just because it's you kind of keep those ties for no reason. Sometimes you just gotta let them go. Let them go. Uh, all ex family members go out the way they contact. Yeah, it's creepy. Yeah, a little bit. My ex mother loves me, and I mean, well, yeah, my one of my exes, her mother and her grandmother loved me to death. Like they, the sad thing is they would always tell her baby father, now I guess that's who he is. Um, they would tell him, "Oh, you ain't shit," basically. Like I wish she would have had a baby, with me. Um, the whole time I'd never even met the dude, and he now that I know what was said, he always had this thing for me, this hatred for me, really. And I guess this is a good segue into story time a little bit. So, it was actually my 30th birthday, and I spent part of it in Maryland, and then the other part I went to New York, because I have a twin sister, and we usually always at some point do something for our birthdays together. So I said, okay, well, I went to New York. I called her up and was like, "Hey, I'm in town or whatever. Maybe we can hang out." And she was like, "Oh yeah, I would love to do something. That would be great or whatever." So I was like, "All right, cool." I called up some friends from college or whatever that was in New York, so we all did like this group hangout. And my sister don't really hang out like that. So after a while, she was like, "Okay, I'm ready to go." So I was like, "Well, let me drop my sister back home or whatever, and I'll come back." And she was like, "Yeah, because you haven't seen my place." And I moved from, because she used to live with her mom and her grandmother. She's like, "I moved, I have my own place." And I'll tell you about how I found out about her daughter some other time. That's a different story. Goodness gracious. But so I drop my sister off, come back, I say hello to her mother and her grandmother, and then she's like, "Oh, I don't live too far from where they are." So I'm trying to find a parking spot in Harlem, no less, by the Polo Grounds, and I finally found one. And so I parked the car, and I had to, of course, because I've been drinking for like ever. I had to like, all right, I gotta pee. So she's like, well, you could just come up and use the bathroom or whatever. This way you get to see it. So I'm like, all right. So I parked the car. She was headed up, and when I get in the building, I'm going up the steps, and I just feel like I need to leave. Like the whole time I'm walking up these steps, I feel like, yo, you got to go, and you got to go now. And I'm just ignoring it because I gotta pee. I'm like, I gotta pee, I gotta pee, I gotta pee. So I get up the steps right where her building is, and something just tells me look down. Like I'm looking down at the stairs because they're a spiral or whatever. So I'm looking down, and I'm just like, why do I feel this weird? Like I feel so weird. So she's like, oh, let me cut the light on. Because her daughter's toys was like everywhere. Because trust and believe, she would have cut that light on, and I would have definitely tripped. But it was a beeline straight from like her front door straight to the bathroom. It was no like turns, no nothing. So she cut the light on. I went to the bathroom. I didn't even bother to close the door. That's how bad I had to go. So I'm standing there, just letting it out, and I was talking to her, like saying, nice place or something like that. And I just happened to turn. When I turned, I saw her door open. So I'm like, the fuck is going on? So I called her again, and she came to the bathroom thinking like, because I called her, and of course I was peeing, so she came to the door like, hey, like I wanted to do something, and I'm like, no, somebody's coming in your door. And so she turned around, it's her baby father, and he's all like, oh, this that motherfucker, this him. And needless to say, there was an altercation. I had a cut underneath my eye or whatever, and she wound up calling the police. And so I'm like, blood is like gushing, and it's like all over the sink everywhere. So I didn't know where it was coming from. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, really, I was trying to pee. Like, I could understood if dude was like, I'll let you pee first. As a man, like, I'll let you piss first, and then we can handle this. Like, no, he was really like, I had my stuff in my hand. Like, really, is this what we doing? And I'm not about to pee on myself. No. So I was like, all right. So I cut it short, and we proceeded to, get the hits in. And then he rolled out. She wound up calling the police. The police came, and I'm just like, my whole question is, yo, how get in here? Like, cause I could have sworn you locked the door. Like I saw you do it. So I was just like, all right. So um at the time I had called, I think I called my brother or whatever, and he was just like half sleeping. He was like, what? So he wound up he was like, I'm on my way. So he wound up coming or whatever. We were waiting for um the police had called the ambulance just in case or whatever, because there was so much blood they didn't know what it was, where it was or where it was coming from. So they were just like, all right, we're just gonna call the ambulance or whatever, do the whole 9 yards. So I'm sitting there like, in my head, I'm like, how the fuck did he get in here if you locked the door? So the police proceeded, to ask questions, and they're like, okay, who was he? And she, explained, oh, that's my baby's father. It's this, that, and other. And they're just asking questions, and she's getting a little annoyed because the way that they're asking. And then then she's like, well, he has a key because he drops our daughter off, school or whatever after school. I'm just like, you invited me up here knowing dude had a key and he lives right in the area. What the hell? And the police looking at me like, as I'm telling, like, what the hell are you thinking? Like, you could have told me this at your mom's crib that, hey, dude lives like across the street or across the way in another complex or whatever. He hangs outside and he can watch my building, so he knows if I come in with somebody else or whatever, whatever. So at that point, I was done with her. I was just like, yo, that's crazy. I was like, you know what could have happened? Like, had had I not said anything to her or not even noticed he was there, he could have easily, because everything was a straight, New York apartments, don't know if any of you know, they're pretty much boxes. So everything is pretty much close together. So her kitchen was like right by the door. He could have easily just grabbed the knife, went to the bathroom, which was a straight shot, and I wouldn't even be here today. So, um, and she was just like, "Oh, but I didn't know." But I'm like, "You did know though. Like, if you knew you had a key, that's all you had to tell me. Done deal. I would have pissed in the McDonald's on the street. Like, it wasn't even that serious. You could have sent me pictures of your apartment, bitch. I don't care. Like, um, I mean, and the only reason why she wanted to show me is because she had came. There was a wedding that her and her best friend was coming to in Maryland, and they didn't want to pay for a hotel, but I happened to not be home. But one of my best friends, he was at my place, and so I was like, "Well, you could stay there. I mean, I'm not gonna. I'll be in New York, but you could stay there for the night or whatever." She's like, "Oh, can we? Thank you." So oh, it's so nice and all this other mess, and I'm just like, "It's an apartment. Like, I mean, whatever." Uh, so I guess she felt the need to return the favor and show me, but not with your baby father hanging out across the street. So, and then I come to find out later, like we had the whole, I had to go, once we pressed charges, or once I pressed charges, basically, we had to go through the district attorney or whatever and do all that. So, needless to say, my stay in New York was extended for a couple of days. And that's what happened on my 30th birthday. I had stitches up here. Yeah, I had to, um, they wind up not going to court or whatever. He wound up pleading out or whatever, and I think it was like 5 years of we had to be like separated for like 5 years or so. But I mean, it really didn't matter because I really wasn't fucking with her anyway. But I just thought it was crazy. Like I really just thought it was like really ridiculous. I don't know. It was weird. But yeah, that was that crazy moment. Uh, I'm sorry. Let me get back to the chat because I'm lost. I was just rambling. I know Ebby reviews. I am not out here fighting baby daddies, but if you step to me, yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, it's not my fault he wasn't shit. I mean, I can't. Yeah, and that too. I was then later on, like during the proceedings, like when they start asking questions and doing all that, for the district attorney, I found out that basically the whole time she was pregnant, the whole time, like before their baby came, her mother and grandmother like, "Oh, nigga, you ain't shit. She should have had Christian's baby, and you ain't shit, and he's so much better. I don't know what's wrong with her." But so he's always had this built up hatred for me, and I didn't even know him. So it was really weird, but I mean, whatever. I still want to find him revenge. Well, the next day after that happened, I had a family function to go to. So needless to say, I showed up with this big old patch on my eye, and my cousins and shit was like, "Who the fuck did it? Who the fuck?" And they was like jumping in cars, and my mom had to like, because everybody, we all got cousins that don't mind, like I'll do it. I'll do the time. They really was jumping in cars like, "Let's go," and mother was like, "No, it ain't worth it. We'll handle it or whatever." But yeah, that was that. But yep. Yeah, actually, yeah, my friends. That's funny you say that, Abby, because my female friends here in Maryland, my closest friends, they were gonna beat her ass just off of GP. Like, how the hell do you do that? Like, That could have went so many. That could have went left like real bad. That could have really went left. Yeah. But anyways, so I guess with Thanksgiving coming up, everybody talk about what they're thankful for. So I guess I can um hmm, I mean the typical thankful for life and health and strength and all that good stuff, I guess, is typically what people say. But I am um I am thankful for I am definitely thankful for people, and I say that because we all come from different walks of life. We all experience things differently, um, but certain platforms like this allow us to all, come together and share our stories. And you find a connection with some people that really is important. Um, and I implore you all to just check out, don't always just stick to the content creators that kind of venture out, because there's some people out there that really have interesting stuff and thought provoking things. Like I said, the mess is cool, it's fun, it's funny, and it's all that, but it's always good to venture out and broaden your horizons too. So I'd say that was a complete setup. I don't. Well, she ain't like that to set nobody up. It wasn't, not on her end. I think he knew it. I think he might have, because they live so close. And what I found out earlier, Nip, is that he called her and asked her what she was doing, and she said, I'm gonna go hang out, whatever, hang out where, none of your business, all that kind of stuff. So he was already watching. So by the time I he saw me parking my car, like circling around looking for a parking spot, and then he just waited until I went upstairs, and then once he figured I was upstairs and the door was closed, then he snuck up and used his key and went into the place. Yeah, so that's how that happened. But I mean, needless to say, I don't do those no more. So it's like, oh, come to visit my place. Thanks. If you got kids or something like that, like granted, I do like kids and I don't discriminate with people who have kids, but it's like if you have a kind of different relationship with the other parent of your child, then we can be friends from afar. Because I'm not going through that again. Too much for my mind. Thanks. Oh, I mean, it's all good. I ain't worried about that. But thank you though. Yeah, let's get those likes up if you can. But other than that, let's see what else. Um, I don't know. What are you guys talking about? Anybody cooking? I mean, I like to eat. Yeah, I'm skinny, but I eat like a fat man. So, and that's the best way to get me. So, do get to know them. If you want to get it, you definitely, if you can cook, you definitely can get it. Because I loves to eat. Nep, you don't count. You're married. Get out of here. That's good. Yeah, Nep, you do stay cooking. Stay cooking. Oh, and eating. I can't believe you sat there and ate that whole steak like that. That was a bit much. I mean, I don't do red meat, but you know. It's all good. I still do a turkey or whatever, but yeah, yeah, you do. Yeah, you did. You did, sister. Say you was gonna take cooking lessons. I will. I mean, cool. I can throw down too. Like I said in my last one, I can definitely throw down. I don't like doing it because I don't. I like patience in that regard. I just want to get it done, and I don't believe in the microwave. So it's like, but yeah, definitely. I can tolerate a cooking lessons and you taking your time to grow and learn how to cook. That's no problem. But you just can't be burning everything all the time. Like that's not cool. Mm-mm. And that be cooking the whole kitchen and probably gonna have his whole live on watching everybody cook. And please, everybody in the chat, don't show no struggle plates. Don't nobody want to see that this year. Please leave the struggle plates at whomever house you're at. Don't even take a picture of it. Don't nobody want to see that. I'm so tired of them struggle plates. Tired. I mean, no, you ain't got to get rid of your microwave, sister. But I don't do microwave stuff. That's like people getting in relationships or situations. Everything's a microwave. It's like 1 minute you talking, next minute y'all living together. Like, slow down. How about you just really cook some stuff? Let some stuff marinate. Let some stuff simmer. You'll learn a lot about a person if you just slow down a bit. Like, yeah, I've noticed that definitely in certain situations that people want to be quick to be like, oh, yeah, okay, so when am I moving in? Moving what? Like, no, no, I'm good. I'm good. Get your own place, and then we can move from there. Okay. Oh, that's what's up, Mister Credential. I don't do the ham, but I mean it's okay. And the devil eggs, you can keep those. But that's okay. You can make sure you bring me my plate, though. Thank you. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much. What most importantly, now I've never had gumbo before, but I heard y'all put like all different kinds of stuff in it, so I probably wouldn't eat it unless it's like chicken or turkey, and I don't think y'all make a chicken and turkey gumbo. So yeah, really be people do move too fast. Like, yeah, it's like get to know me to the point where the part of me that you may not like, you'd be like, I don't like it when you do that, but you know, I can work with it. Like, it just be, and I know sometimes it's the face that makes people want to grab me up real quick and be like, oh, I'll snatch him up before somebody else get him. But it's like, you may not like me really. Not that I'm a mean person, but I mean, I definitely have my standards and my ways, as we all do, But it's all about compromising. It's been done that. I'm keeping my place. Right, exactly. I'm keeping my place too. And we can visit each other's places from time to time. That's great. That works for me. And then if we decide later on to like move in together, then that's a different story. But it's nothing but chicken, sausage, and crab. What kind of sausage? Now, if it's like a turkey sausage, I could do. But if it's like beef or pork sausage, now you can have that. Do you believe in living together before sex? Whoa, living together before sex? Well, I mean, usually, hey, I'm a Cancer, so I am. I am somewhat freaky. So yeah, I think some sex will happen before moving in together. But before moving in together, though, I think definitely a lot of things should happen. We should definitely know each other's habits in a sense. And I should be able to tolerate yours just like you tolerate mine. And yeah, you know, finances and all that good stuff. Need to work together. All right, Cancer in the house, my Cancer sister. But yeah, any king of sausage will do. What the hell is king of sausage? I don't know what that is. Yeah, I mean, I can't lie, I am. But in a good way though. I'm not, I don't go out leading with my shaboing boing. I don't do that. You won't be like, send me a text, hey, and then you get a dick pic in your face like dong. Like, no, I don't do that. But eventually it does, eventually maybe you might get it. That's a maybe, it's not a definite. Um, but but anyway. Hmm. Do anybody play games at the Thanksgiving functions? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, I am short actually. I am only 5'10". Yeah. I mean, I wish I was 6 feet, but that wasn't in the cards. I got length in other places. Nah, you watch football? Yeah, I do too. But um, drinking games and football, yeah, this is a new thing. My friends' family or whatever, they want to do games. So I was like, oh, that's different. They usually do games like Christmas or whatever, so that I'm used to, but not Thanksgiving. I was like, oh, that'll be different. I don't know what kind of games you play on a full stomach, but we'll see. Oh, not play Taboo. Taking it back. Oh, hey. Um, yeah, no. I mean, I like game nights. Like if people just come over and play games. I mean, most of my friends and Mr. Credential, one of my best friends, he's up in the chat. Uh, hey, bro, hey. He ain't gonna like this, but I like to play Monopoly. But none of my friends like to play Monopoly because they think it's too long and boring. The truth of the matter is because they lose and because they don't, yeah, they don't know how to make that money. But nah, I stop it. I'm blushing so hard right now. Why are you blushing? It's just I don't get why are you blushing. Oh, Drunk Uno. I heard Drunken Uno is fun. I haven't played it. I love Monopoly too. Um, you can bust it down. I love breaking and spades. Yeah, but you got to have a good spades partner. I don't. I, that is one game that if you don't know how to play, don't sit. Don't you sit across from me talking about something I want to play because I'm gonna get. Yeah, I get mad, and you're not gonna like me. When did we play Duncan Drunken? No, we played Drunken Uno. Did we? Was that Thanksgiving with Orlando and the other dude? But I don't know. Is that like if you lose, you take a shot? That kind of Drunken Uno? Because I don't recall. Yes, with the crew. Oh, okay. Well, well, that's only if you lost. I was thinking like Drunken Uno would be like if you had to draw two, you took two shots. If you had to draw four, you took four shots. Like that's Drunken Uno. That'll get somebody fucked up. Cause that would make me scared. I ain't gonna lie about that. I'd be like, Oh, you played a little differently. Oh, okay. What? How do you play? You mean tell me if you get a draw two, somebody got to draw two cards and take two shots? Nep, you got to explain that one. Right, that definitely too much drunk, too much drinking. You'd be like plastered. Oh wow, nah, that's a bit much. That is a bit much. You only get to play that one game. That'll be it. I can't do that. Okay, that's what's cool. I mean, yeah, me too. I'm the same way. I'm yeah. Okay, draw two shots. Draw four shots. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of drinks. That's a lot of drinks. A lot of shots. I mean, it sounds like fun, but I would only play that at my house. I wouldn't play that at nobody else's house. Where I gotta leave? No, no thanks. Mm-mm. So you're welcome to come to my house and play it. There's extra room. You can crash, but I'm not playing it at nobody else's house. No way. And the wild card, you can give anyone your shot. Wow. But there is no. How would you do that? Because there's no draw with a wild card. Hey, Deshaun. Hey, what's going on? Now that is one thing I. Poker is a game I don't know how to play, but I'm down for some strip poker. That's cool. That'd be fun. I mean, I don't know how to play, so you might win on that one. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. I ain't talking about nothing. I mean, I was talking about the politics of relationships, basically just people in general. Um, Nothing major. But now we are just talking about games that your function, your Thanksgiving function, if anybody plays them or whatever. And so far, we talked about drunken Uno, where you draw two, you take two shots, you draw four, you take four shots, and a wild, you pass your shot to anybody of your choice, but there's no draw. So how would they? Why would they take a shot? Are weird. But again, hey, welcome. Um, I guess at this point, if anybody has anything to say, what's going on? Anybody been watching those the hearings this week? I know we talked about it in Really Beach chat the other night, but oh, thanks. Now you making me blush and feel some type of way. I'm not fine. I'm all right though, but I appreciate the compliment. I do. You can thank my mom and my dad. I guess I'm just the vessel. Um, but yeah. Okay, so that made me feel some kind of way right now, so I can stop my face from blushing. What? Please hit that like button. All you newcomers. Jaden Nerd, what's going on? What's going on? Do you think Pence would do? What do you think Pence would do? What do I think Pence would do well as president? I mean, as president, he'd be just as bad, if not worse, than Donald Trump is right now. But um, that wouldn't be too much longer. That wouldn't be too long anyway, because probably what's going to happen is he'll be next because he's been so involved in it as well that he would not if he was the one who got elected. Um, if he broke away from the ticket and ran himself and got elected, Yeah, he would be a lot worse. He would be a lot worse. But then again, too, because of what happened, how he's so intertwined in it all, he wound up going before an impeachment hearing as well. That's why he hasn't really said anything. Yeah, that's why he hasn't said anything. Cool. Yeah, how are you feeling, Jaden? Glad to see you. Glad to see you as always. Yeah, he is definitely very anti. He had a whole back in Indiana. He has a whole. They have a whole religious right legislation basically that um, they can discriminate against people of LGBT and all those other things. So yeah, he's pretty much and like they say sometimes the people that are mostly so anti stuff are the ones who actually secretly involve themselves in it. I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, conversion therapy. Yep, 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 yep. If I sweat your hair out, you're gonna pay for it. Well, if I sweat your hair out, then of course I'm gonna pay for it. But if you sweat your own hair out, um, because I'm only gonna do but so much. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go extra, I can't help you. But I'm gonna do my part. Hey, 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 what's going on? Why be the kid? Yeah, electric therapy. Yep. Basically, what they used to do is people with mental disabilities or schizophrenia. They back in the days in the mental institutions, they used to use electric therapy as well. So, oh, definitely too. While I have you guys' attention, definitely check out the Byron Allen case or whatever. That's before the Supreme Court. They don't make a ruling until June, which June is their last the month where all of their cases, the end of their cases, before they go on break for the next year, or at least until the fall again. Um, because that's really important. That's due to probably push back civil rights back to Civil War. There's a Civil Rights Act of 1866, which basically, in layman's terms, allows for in business allows for contracts to be just as equal as white man contracts. Is basically what it says. Um, Byron Allen had sued Comcast before because he has two channels that he wanted to include in in the lineup, but of course Comcast wouldn't take them. So he sued them, and then Comcast was like, "Okay, well, all right, cool." So the Ninth District Court, they went before the Ninth District Court. The Ninth District Court upheld the actually Byron won, and so Comcast was like, okay, we'll take it to the Supreme Court. But they're arguing at the Supreme Court. Um, Byron said, that it was because of his race. That was his argument. That because he's black, that this is why Comcast is discriminating against him. Um, so now Comcast wants to bring the statute of the Civil Rights Act of 1866 before the Supreme Court, which basically would, and if the Supreme Court overturns it, that basically would allow them to chip away even at the Civil Rights Act of 1865, because you'll start to chip away at that. Um, you start to also chip away at affirmative action and all these other things that kind of protect us but don't. I mean, we all know that affirmative action is not for us, it's for white women first. But we get in where we can. Did I miss what? What? Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. I missed it. Yeah, we talked about that. What did I miss? What did I miss, Nep? I wasn't even reading it. Jesus via map to Fredericksburg. Fredericksburg is actually Virginia, so if you was thinking about coming to Fredericksburg, you wouldn't be coming to me. It's Frederick, Maryland, actually. Called who a terrorist? Do I like animals? Dogs mostly. I have one. I've always had dogs actually growing up. Which one? What are you talking about? Where? Okay, hold on. Okay, it must be something I don't see. Did it in? Okay, yeah, I missed the whole thing because I didn't see it. Um, hey, Daniel Johnson, what's going on? Oh no, yeah, yeah, I did listen to it a little bit, but I also went back. Um, Comcast in that interview, he also said that Comcast was has been given to NAACP the whole time while they're trying to like get the law taken out, and that's why the NAACP actually joined him in his lawsuit against in the Supreme Court. But I didn't even. Oh no, I get you, but Fredericksburg is Virginia, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's not Maryland. Frederick, Maryland is Maryland. Fredericksburg is Virginia. That's not too far from me though. It's like on 19 or something like that. Well, anyway, my fine people, I'd like to thank you for stopping by, checking me out, and hope to see you again. Maybe same bat channel, same bat time. Who knows? But anyway, thanks for coming. Anything anybody want to say before I close it on out? Thanks again to my mods that were in here, really B, L Teddy, as always. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jaden Nerd, Abby Reviews. And let's, while I'm still have you guys on here, let's get Abby to her 1,000, please. So if you click on Abby Reviews, please subscribe, especially ladies. She does a lot of beautiful makeup tutorials. I don't know nothing about no makeup, so I can't help you. But she does a beautiful job. She looks gorgeous every morning. So please, please, please like and subscribe. We're trying to get her to her 1,000. And that would be great. But thanks once again. And you guys have a great Saturday. You may see me later, you may not. But have a blessed night. All right, peace.